period. Period. 2020, August 24th, 8:48 a.m. Not only is there a lot of stuff going on here, but there's 1A assaults. He was treated brutally on multiple occasions. He was whipped and he was hit and he was burnt and abused and spit at and all kinds of damage. 1A. 1B, you have lots of emotion going on, and you have, of course, 2, the second part, which is community involvement, some type of a Janus parade. Well, there's very few people in the city of Rome, which numbered well over 1 million at the time, actually numbered well over, depending on whose mathematics you count, could have numbered well in excess of 3 to 5 to 7 million people in the city of Rome. Very few people were not paying attention, period. Knowing that the majority of the city of Rome was paying attention, you have massive amounts of Janus groupthink going on, and massive amount of energy energy going from the event up into the quantum field. Massive amounts, huge, a cascade of a tidal wave of energy going up in. Period. After you have that finished, you then have the 12 stages of the cross. And the 12 stages of the cross are their own separate individual. You have, he falls, meets his mom, and then hurts, and then soldiers do various assorted things to get him to get back up, get his cross back up, which is not exactly comfortable after you've been beaten and tortured and whipped and such. Picking back up the huge thing and then carrying it forward. Then he falls again, and he meets with his mother, and he's then hurt again, and the crowd is around. Meets with the ladies. He falls again. Meets with Veronica, or the ladies of the ladies of the temple, and with the crowd around. Now the violence, the 1A can be broken down into people jeering at him and spitting at him and hitting him and soldiers being nasty to him and whipping him and such. There's the ladies and mom and Veronica and all kinds of other emotional situations happening around, people who liked him, people who didn't like him, having emotions all over the place. And then there's various assorted groups from him and the soldier, him and his mom, the soldier. There's waves and waves and waves of people from anywhere between 1s and 2s and 3s and 6s and 10s and 40s and 30s and all up to hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million people who were at least mildly paying attention to it. They couldn't all witness it because the architecture wouldn't allow for them to see it all. But they were there, and they were in place, and they were interacting with what was happening. So the part 2 is massively more than obviously present, and innumerable numbers of combinations of 1A, 1B, and 2. It's just all over the place. The last stage before the end. Now there's a separation between where the last stage and then the events of the crucifixion. Well, the events of the crucifixion are an entirely different sequence of information all by themselves.